Hi everybody, we're going to try something a little different this time. Let's make that just a hair smaller if I can. No, I can't make it any smaller. Okay, here we go. As you can see, I'm still in my office. It's between classes. It's Thursday on 30th, as you can see right up here. We just got done placing the doors in here, and as promised last time, I told you that we were going to work on turning this into a proper bathroom. Okay, first thing that we're going to do is click on, where am I? Modify. No, correction. Insert. Load family. I don't want residential doors. I want a plumbing fixture. So I'm just going to work. Whoa, went one too far. If you go one too far, click on US Imperial. That's the one you want to use. Scroll down until we get to plumbing. Whoop, it went to room book library. I don't even know what that is. Try that again. There it is. Plumbing. Architectural. I want fixtures. I want bathtubs. I want a tub rectangular 3D. Open. And it doesn't, some families want to load automatically and other ones don't. In this case, the family was loaded into the project, but it wasn't actually placed in the project anywhere. So I will click in my project browser. I come down here and I click families. These are all the families that are currently loaded in the project file. It doesn't mean that they're being used, but it means that they're loaded and ready to be used. So scroll down on the list until I get to not planting, plumbing, tub rectangular 3D. Here's my rectangular 3D tub. Drag and drop. Now, just like walls and doors, strangely enough, the rectangular tub knows that it's supposed to live right next to a wall. So you'll get that universal no symbol until you place your cursor next to a wall. Left click will place him. Now, obviously, he's not totally in the right spot. So I'll click on Modify. I'll select my tub. I zoom in, click on Move, and I can move him until he intersects. There we go. And I think I found a little glitch by having my little QuickTime window down here in the corner. Looks like I was getting some display glitches. And the other thing that I want is I want my tub oriented the opposite direction. I want the drain to be over here. So just like doors and windows, there's a way that I can flip him around. Just click on the double arrow and my tub is flipped. So there we go. Next step, we need to insert a vanity cabinet and a sink and a countertop over here. So back on the Insert tab, Load Family. We're already dealing with plumbing fixtures, so I'm going to load a couple of plumbing fixtures. I'm going to go to Sink, Vanity. Let's see, Sink Vanity Square. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's what we're going to use, and it's loaded into the project, but we're not actually using it yet. I want the cabinets first. Back to Load Family. I'm going to go up, up, up one more, up one more. There we go. Casework. And I want base cabinets. And I want base cabinet vanity, not double door and 4 drawer. That one, double door sink unit. That's the one I want. And so now that I'm still in my project browser and I'm still looking at all the families that I have available to me, and I come up until I find casework, and I expand out the casework category, and here's the actual family, vanity cabinet, double door sink. I'll expand that out. And here's where I come in 24, 27, 30. See how they're all in 3-inch increments? That's why I tried to tell you guys, always do your cabinets in 3-inch increments. I wanted you to think of those modular systems because that's what we have in Revit. Actually, from my perspective, that side. I don't know why webcams always do things backwards. That's kind of weird. All right, there we go. This time we want a 36-inch cabinet. So I'm going to drag him onto my drawing area. And the way that these get placed is where my crosshairs are located. That's the back edge of the cabinet. So to spin him around before I place him, I'm going to push the space bar. You can see he just wants to spin around. And as I move down here, and we'll zoom in a little. As I move my mouse, you'll see now that my wall is highlighted in green. That means I'm aligned to the chipboard of the edge of the wall. Move my cabinet to the right, and now the green line, or the edge of, yeah, right. Man, that's weird. There it is, right there. That's highlighted. Left click. I've placed my cabinet in the project file. Okay, click escape a couple of times. I need to load another cabinet piece of millwork from the casework. So instead of a base cabinet, click on up, and I want countertops. And this is a vanity countertop with a square sink hole. And yes, I know that just sounds kind of bad. Let me make a bigger point of getting a drink of a cool, tasty, refreshing beverage. There we go. Click on open. That was so cheesy, I know. Vanity countertop, 24-inch depth. Again, we'll just drag and drop. As we place them, you can see where the countertop is in relationship to my crosshairs, but you can also see right there on the screen, right there on the screen, you can see the double line edge for the backsplash. So again, I want to rotate this before I actually place them. So spacebar, and then I can just snap right on that point. And obviously, my countertop is wider than the cabinet that it's covering, but that's okay because I can fine tune this. I'll do this in two different ways. First, I go to my Modify tab, click on Align, and remember, the first thing that we click on is the item that we're aligning to, and there's an imaginary line that runs through the center line of the cabinet, and if you move your mouse, there it is, right there. That's the imaginary line that runs through the counter, because you can see that it's the center line of the base cabinet because it's equidistant between both edges. So that's my first click for the Align command. And then the next click, there's a line that represents, it's not the center line of the countertop, but it's the center line of the hole for the sink. And that's what I've got highlighted right now. Left click, and you can see the hole shifts over. Now I could use my Align tool to get the edge of the cabinet and the edge of the countertop here, but I actually want to have an offset on this edge similar to what we have in the front, a little overhang for my countertop. So in order to do that, I'll click on Annotate, I'll click on Detail Line, and I'm going to start here at the edge of the countertop, left click, I'm going to zoom in a little, and I'm just going to go 1 inch and then come down and click Escape because I'm done. Now I can either use my Align tool, or if I select my countertop, you can see I've got all these push-pull options in front of me. So I can move the back edge, I can move the edges of these 4 grips represent the size of the hole for the sink. There's the center line of the hole for the sink, and this is for the left edge of the countertop, and that's for the right edge of the countertop. I want to click the one here. Well, it's the right edge of the countertop if you're in the room and you're facing the cabinet. I've heard that left-handed people get their left and right mixed up more often than right-handed people do. Go figure. I'm just going to click and drag until he aligns like that. There we go. And then highlight those, delete them. They're temporary lines. I don't need them anymore. I'm going to scroll down in my list until I get back to my plumbing fixtures. Here's my sink vanity square. Drag and drop. There's my sink. He's obviously facing the wrong direction. So I'll push the space bar to get him rotated properly. And let's get him moved into position. He's awfully close. Let's see how close he is. Oh, look at that. He's a perfect fit now. That is fantastic. If yours is not lining up the way it needs to, you can either use the move command or you can use the Align tool. One way or another, you can get your sink and your cabinet and your countertop and the hole for the sink and all that stuff. You can get it all to align. It just takes a little bit of practice. All right. One last thing that we have to do in this bathroom is I need a toilet right here. Now, I'm going to come down to my Project 3 instructions and resources. This is the zip file that I had you guys download from Blackboard. We're going to use this toilet family. And the reason is I've done some tweaks to it because the one that comes stock out of Revit is disgustingly ugly. I made some tweaks to this one so at least it looks decent. It's not great and pretty and beautiful, but it's not disgustingly ugly. So in this case, I'm just going to drag and drop. And now that he's placed, come on, there we go. So there he is. And again, he's rotated the wrong direction, so I push the space bar until he's properly oriented. Da-da-da. Okay, he's lined up on the back edge because you can see right, it's a little above my finger. You can see how the line of the gypboard is highlighted against, that's the back edge of the toilet, so that lets me know it's properly aligned in this direction. And the temporary dimension that I have, and I'm done with that. The temporary dimension to the down and to the left of my toilet that I'm placing says the distance between that and the nearest grid line is 4'6". That's just kind of a happy accident that that distance looks fairly centered between my cabinet and my sink, or my cabinet and my bathtub. So that's the distance I'm going to use. It's just pretty. It's placed there, and we're in good shape. Zoom out. There we go. All right. That's happy. And this is an official bathroom now. It's done. And we'll see you guys in the next video, where we're going to do some other things that are both fun and entertaining and wonderful and blow your mind. And why have we ever used AutoCAD before? Or why would we ever use AutoCAD again? That kind of stuff. So we'll see.